really immature. I didn't think she was like that. I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt because I'm that person. Like, everyone knows that. Um, and yeah, so if you guys have any questions about the whole thing, like, literally, I want you guys to just ask so I can get it all out in the open as well, because I just think it's a bunch of crap that she's gonna go on her You Now and talk to my subscribers and make them believe something that isn't true. That's not fair to me, not fair to Becky, not fair to Eric, not fair to Ricky, not fair to any of us. It's just not right. Um, so someone said start from the beginning. I feel like that's a very fair route to go. So the very beginning is I started dating Becky, and I knew Becky had a lot of people in her life that she truly loved and cared about, and she wanted me to be a part of that because she wanted to get serious with me, which totally is understandable. So the first people that I really met in her life were Eric and Ricky, which I only actually met them one time, and then we didn't see each other for like weeks and weeks. And then I ended up meeting her family, and then I ended up meeting Hannah and Rafe. And me and Hannah and me and Rafe, we all clicked so fast, which was really weird. It kind of felt like I've known them for a while, and I was able to be myself around them, open up around them, and I was like, this is great because these people have been in Becky's life for a very long time. So, after we met for the first time ever, like, things were so well that they, messaged me and they were asking, do you want to hang out? Da, da, da. So we all decided we were going to go out for sushi. And as the days went on, we ended up hanging out more. And then they started saying, Amberlynn, why don't you come stay the night here? Like, there was proof, like, on You Now, actually, the first time ever that I stayed the night at Rafe's house was because me and Rafe were just sitting on You Now, and she literally was like, hey, do you want to stay the night? And I'm like, really? Like, it was really random, and I wasn't expecting it. So, from that point on, we just became very close, and, I thought we were becoming really good friends because that's what it felt like. I was able to tell her stuff and just be myself, and, I thought this was great for Becky because Becky's really close to me. She's also really close to them. So, fast forward to the Now drama. Oh, by the way, might I say, when I would hang out with Hannah and Rafe, like, they would constantly say, oh my God, Amberlynn, I love you. Like, Amberlynn, you're the best. Amberlynn, let's always hang out, like, this and that. Like, and I was giving that back to them. I was like, oh my God, I love you guys too. Like, I remember it was so stupid. Like, literally, we were in the middle of Walmart, and I was like, I don't know what I would do without you guys. Because it got to that point where I really thought we were all good friends. Turns out, it was fake as fuck. So, and I'm going to explain why. Me, Hannah, and Rafe all decided to come over to Eric and Ricky's. And that was the second time I ever met Eric and Ricky. And I knew that Eric already was very weary of the people that Becky brought into his life. And I totally understand that. Like, I have trust issues as well. And I'm right there with him, and I completely get that. But, for some reason, Rafe was acting very weird towards me while we were hanging out with Eric and Ricky. I was kind of letting it slide. And then I started remembering some of the things that how she would act with just me. I felt like she was very snark and rude sometimes. And I kind of just let it go in one ear and out the other because I didn't want to believe, like, that Rafe was a rude person because I really wanted me and her to be good friends. So, yeah, we ended up all hanging out, and then I think it was like a week later, I don't really quite remember, Hannah and Rafe ended up coming back over to Eric and Ricky's, and they all hung out, and me and Becky were off doing our own thing. So, let's flash forward a couple days. Me and Becky end up coming over to, okay, if you guys are confused, Becky lives with Eric and Ricky. So we ended up coming here, and we were all sitting down just, like, talking, and Eric brought up the point of, like, Amberlynn, I am a little weary. I want to get to know you. You're a big question mark, et cetera, which is understandable. So he wanted me to stay here for a few days so he can get to know me more. So, I as we're talking, he started mentioning to both Becky and I, like, you know, I understand y'all have been hanging out with Hannah and Rafe a while, which I want to say I did. I spent a lot of days with them, and we became very close. And so Eric, which I am very grateful for, he was like, you know, I feel like we need to talk and clear the air, and I need to tell you some things that they said about you guys, both me and Becky. And might I add, Hannah and Rafe have been Becky's best friends for a very long time. I'm talking like over like 10 years. Like, it's been a very long time. Um, and Rafe was even talking shit about Becky. And Becky has never talked shit about them, or at least never to me. I've never heard her ever say anything bad about these girls. So, but it turns out that Rafe was saying that she doesn't like me, and that just all these really mean things about me, that she doesn't know who I really am. And I sat there days with her telling her who I was, and we got to know each other. It was just very easy with her, it felt like. And even you guys seeing us on You Now together, you guys are like, oh my God, you guys have like a great connection. Like, that's how I felt. Like, we were really good friends, and she completely was talking shit about me. And I know a lot of people are like, well, Eric was saying bad things. No, Eric told me to my face what he said. He said that, yeah, I'm a question mark. He's weary of me. He doesn't know if he likes me because he doesn't know me, which is completely true. Like, how do you know if you like someone if you don't even know them? Like, me and him never had a chance to get to know each other. But the fact that this fucking bitch, Rafe, I'm sorry, I am so pissed, you guys. The fact that she, after spending so many days with me and me doing so much for her, and I will get to that in a second, how much I've done for them, for her to talk shit about me and then to talk shit about Becky, that's fucking horrible, and that's wrong. I have done so much for them, like, constantly. I have paid for gas constantly. I have given them money just to give them money because, might I say, neither of them have jobs. The only job that they have is taking care of Rafe or Hannah's grandma, and they get money from Hannah's mom. It's a very confusing situation. I'm sure they've described that a little bit. I don't really know, but I have literally done everything for them. I have never treated them bad, not for a freaking second. I have always been there for them. I have paid for several meals. Like, we hung out for almost like a week straight, and every single time we did anything, or every single time we ate anything, it was because of me. Ugh. And it's just like little things that she would do. Like, I'm now very clear and like very like, okay, yeah, Rafe was fake as fuck. And it really pisses me off because I know Becky is really hurting because of this, because, I mean, they've been in each other's lives forever. And for people to say, because people are going to like Eric's YouTube and saying shit that is not even real. Like, none of this is Eric's fault. If anything, he's the best one in this situation, because literally he was very honest. He was like, you know, I need to tell you what I said about you, but I also need you to know that the girl you've been opening up to and doing all this stuff for is talking mad shit about you. And that shocked me because Rafe, a day prior, is, oh my God, Amberlynn, I love you so much. Oh my God, I love you so much. And then a day afterwards, she's talking shit. I don't even like Amberlynn. And might I add, she legit made fun of my weight. Like, she like was making fun of me. And I'll show you. I can't really show you, but I'll tell you. So I guess Eric and Ricky had like a bunch of pasta, and I was downstairs. I was sitting with Hannah, I think, and everyone was getting pasta. And Rafe came down with pasta for Hannah as well. And all four of them were going to start eating. And I was fine with that because I don't know, I didn't really feel that hungry. I was just like, what? And then Eric comes down with pasta for me, and he was like, oh, I figured I'd get you some pasta since we're all eating. And I was just like, oh, thank you. And Rafe looks at me and goes, oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I totally forgot about you, or I would have gotten you some. And at the time, I was like, oh, it's okay. Like, I love you, girl. Like, it's totally fine. Because at the time, I didn't know any of this. Turns out that when she was upstairs getting pasta, she looked at Eric and literally said, don't tell Amberlynn about this. She'll eat it all. Like, what kind of friend talks shit about you like that? That's not a friend. That's just fucked up, and it's fake. And I couldn't even believe when I went on to her You Now today, and just the stuff that she was saying that is so not true. And she's literally saying some like personal information that there is just no, it's not right for her to be saying these things. And I mean, you guys can believe who you want. You guys can be Team Rafe all you want, but I'm just like done with completely. And I think what makes me crazy is that Rafe was literally talking shit about me on her You Now and literally saying, yeah, I talk shit about Amberlynn. And then people in the comments are like, Amberlynn is such a bad friend. What? You guys wouldn't even believe the shit I've done for her. I don't understand. Like, I feel like this always happens to me. Like, and this is why it's so hard for me to get close to people and to open up to people, because shit like this happens. And like, someone just said, I believe Rafe. You can believe all you want. And I think where I went like little nuts is in her You Now, they were talking about Pride, and she said how she was buying me snacks and water for Pride. Girl, that shit fucked me up. Like, I hopped out of my seat like a freaking bee bit my butt. Like, I'm not even kidding. I was literally like, what? First of all, we got water for free. Like, water did not cost me money there. And the only time I ate anything was a fucking icy, which I bought every single person there a fucking icy. And that was on me because I wanted to. Like, why wouldn't I want to do that? And that includes Rafe. And Rafe was a little behind. So when she comes up and she saw all of us eating ices, she literally looked at me, y'all, because this bitch didn't even have a penny. She didn't even have a freaking penny. She looked at me and she goes, what about me? Even Becky looked at me, and Becky was kind of like, that was weird. And I was like, oh, you want one too? Sure. And so I ended up giving her a $10 bill, and I said, okay, you can go get yourself one. The one that she got was the most expensive one, which was $5. So you expect to get the other $5 back, but instead she didn't give me the $5 back. She went and bought her wife a bracelet. So what are you guys doing? Were you guys watching me? Oh, so I don't really know. What did she say about Becky? She was just like saying lies about, just saying lies about how supposedly like Becky was going to move out of here and like we're trying to find a place together, which was not true at all. So who's there with you? Eric and Ricky. Someone said Becky is in on this. No. Stop telling her that she has no money. You also don't have a job. I get paid off of You Now and YouTube, and I pay taxes just like everyone else. So that does mean I have a job. Someone said, now I don't know who to believe.
Really?
Like, that shit fucks me up. Like, you don't even know.
The only thing I'm going to say, and this is Ricky, the only thing I'm going to say, I have never, ever, I'll get
Oh, shit.
I'm just sitting down.
Sorry.
I don't want to be on the camera. But
Okay. Okay, you guys, hold on a minute.
The only thing I'm going to say, this is Ricky, this is Eric's husband. We never, ever start drama. We have always been done dirty. It's just, I'm sick of people going off and running their mouth about us. I'm just tired of Sarah.
What does it matter?
Because Sarah's
Thank you, Lace Velvet.
Randomly people.
No, it's stupid because it's just, we don't bother nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Eric started this whole YouTube thing to help his anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And just because Sarah wants to ride on other people's coattails, hey, that's her prerogative. I can guarantee you that's not my husband's. My husband's the most genuine motherfucker you guys will ever fucking meet. So, hate on him if you're going to hate on him. But Sarah, that shit's not cool. You know Eric.
No.
You know how Eric is.
No. Basically, how it came out and what happened was me and Hannah and Rafe were all four of us were hanging out. You and Becky were hanging out that weekend. They came over. Yep. We hung out with them. And then we started talking about you. And I admitted this to you. I said, I was like, I don't like her. And then Rafe responds with, ooh, I know you didn't like her. I knew you didn't like her. I don't like her either. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, let me correct myself. I'm not going to say I don't like her. I'm just going to say I don't know her. Mm-hmm. And that was my exact words, but I told you that. And I said that
you told me everything.
I told you that. And I said that to you. I said what I told you. The difference is that everybody's on here saying that I'm fake too and I tattled. No. How is that me being tattled and how is that me being fake? You spent a week with her, then she literally came the weekend right after you spent a week with her, came over and hung out with me and Ricky, and was literally talking shit about you.
Yeah.
How does that make me fake though? When she came over here and said you stayed with her and she didn't know nothing about you and was talking about you and calling you fat. I never called you fat.
No, I know.
I may have said that I didn't like you and I didn't know you because of who you are, but that doesn't. I didn't talk shit. I didn't call you names. I didn't call you Amberlynn like she did. I didn't make fun of your weight. I did not do none of that. So no.
Right. And, like, I'm glad this happened because a lot of people are saying he is splitting up friends. But it's like, would you want to be... Okay, perfect example. Okay, say you're getting really close to somebody and you're telling them everything. You're spending money on them. You're investing your time in this person.
You think they
but
like
behind... You think they love you. Behind your back, they're talking shit about you. Would you want people... Like, would you want to know that is what I'm trying to say.
No. I would want to know. I wouldn't want them people to know.
Somebody like that wholeheartedly.
Exactly.
I just wanted to come out here and clarify that, like, that's what happened. Her saying that I just came up to you guys and told you it just to start drama. No, I asked Becky, I said, hey, are you planning on moving out, blah, blah, this and that. I didn't even tell her where I heard it from. I just asked her the question. I said, hey, are you planning on doing this? She said, no. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, well, then why would your friends tell me that if it wasn't true? And she's like, what do you mean? And I told her everything that they said. And I said, is this true? They told me this, 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 and this. I'm going to the source. I went to Becky and I went to you. I went to the source and I asked both of you guys, did you guys say this about me and Ricky? Are you guys planning on doing this? Right. And you guys said no. Because
we're not. And I just think, okay, for the people who believe Rafe and are on Rafe's side, I can't even talk. I'm so like, ugh. My question for you guys is, if you were in her YouNow stream, if you watched it through and paid attention to what she was saying, she's constantly contradicting herself in the sense of, like, 1 minute she'll be like, oh, yeah, I do like Amber. But then she sits there and calls me Amberlynn, which is, you know, a Kiwi Farms, like, fat joke. Or just, like, she'll answer things that are just very rude. Like, what are some of the rude things she said? Like, there's so many, it's, like, all, like, in my head. And I'm just like, if you're someone's friend and you're trying to, like...
I think in the live view, she said that she called you annoying.
Yeah, she was saying how I'm annoying.
And, like, some of the things that were funny about that, she's like, oh, well, I told Eric things in confidence. Some of the things that she was saying in that live view that she said about you, she didn't even say them to me. So I'm like, who did she say these to? Because she wasn't saying them to me.
Clarify, who else was in that room that night?
It was
me and Hannah.
Who was she telling it to? I'm just saying, if she... she never told me she thought you were annoying. She never called you Amberlynn to me, so she was talking shit about you when she wasn't around me.
Yeah. I just don't understand, like, how everyone is, like, okay with Rafe literally talking shit about me, but then 2 minutes later, hey, Amberlynn, do you want to stay for another week and pay for all my food and all my gas? Like, that doesn't even make fucking sense to me.
I haven't asked you for any money, so.
No, you haven't.
I haven't asked you for any money. They did. Whatever. I didn't ask you for any money. I make my own money. I don't know. That's just dumb. She was on there lying about things.
We don't have to worry about her little money that she said we took and everything. I can assure you.
The thing is that all those things that I said about you, me not knowing you and not liking you, me saying that I don't know you is not me talking about you. Mm-hmm. Me saying that I don't know you is not me talking about you. I just don't know you. Them sitting around making fun of your weight?
I know.
That's petty.
Why? That's not a friend.
I have some big bitches, too.
They literally told me not to give you food in my home and to sit down and eat in front of you and not feed you.
I know.
That's what they told me to do. They said, do not feed her. She will eat all of your food. And wanted me to sit down and eat my dinner in front of you and not have you eat whatsoever. And then I offered them food, and they were going to sit down and eat in front of you too.
Yep, that's when we were all really good friends. Like, really good friends, like, don't do that to each other. Like, I have never, prior to this, said anything bad about them ever. So it's like...
But she's sitting there saying that she's apologized, and she didn't mean everything that she said. But then you have text messages on her phone. She said she did mean them, and the text messages she's saying she didn't.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, when I heard about all this, like... I texted her and I was just like, I wanted to know the reasoning of why she would say those things about me. And she really is just like, oh, I didn't mean any of it. I just kept running my mouth and da-da-da. I'm really sorry. I really do love you. Da-da-da.
You called her after the live view and sit there and asked her. You said, she's like, you're not an awful person. You don't mean those things. And then at the end of it, when she hung up on you, she said, look in the mirror. You're an awful person.
Yeah.
You deserve all the hate that you get.
But just a few seconds ago before that, she said, you're a good person. We love you. We never had any problems.
Yep.
But then in that same sentence, in that same fucking breath, she turned it around. You get what you fucking deserve. She gets what she fucking deserves.
But she's real all the time.
If she's real.
For real. I know.
They're rude. They were sitting around making fun of you. They're rude.
I can't understand how come they would talk about you.
I don't know.
They're big themselves, but they're going to sit around and talk about your weight.
And then Hannah
Okay,
going
hello,
on stuff
pot
that happened years
kettle.
ago. Like, no.
It doesn't make sense.
Kettle, pot.
And then like her going off saying that we're friends. We've never been friends with those girls. Ever.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. Anytime that we ever hung out with them, it was because we wanted to hang out with them. Okay?
Yeah. All right, someone that she's not, and I wish I could show you who she really is. Like, she legit is so fake. I have never in my life met someone who can look you straight in the eye and be like, I love you, and then turn around, stab you in the fucking back with some knives, and tell other people I actually don't like her. That, to me, is fucked up. And if you guys want to think I'm a bad friend, I don't know how, but you guys can think it all you want. You guys, whatever. So, is Becky still going to be friends with Rafe and Hannah? No, because Rafe literally talks shit about Becky too. I wish I could be friends with you. You're loved by the people who support you. Thank you so much. What did Rafe say? Literally, she was just saying how I'm annoying and she doesn't know me, even though we just spent hella days together. Like, I literally slept at her house and opened up to her, cried in front of her. Like, I just don't understand it. And she made fun of me and told Eric not to give me pasta because I'm gonna like eat it all or whatever. Like, just really rude. And again, Amber is pulling her girlfriends away from people they've known for years. This is all on Rafe. Like, if Becky wants to be Rafe's friend, that's on her. Like, I'm not a controlling person, not a controlling girlfriend. That is all on her. I wouldn't understand why, but that is up to her. My question is, why would Becky want to be friends with someone who literally talks shit about her? So, oh shit. I just really don't understand. How do you feel about Becky shaming a former ex? You don't think she will do it to you? You don't know anything about the ex, and I don't want to get into details, but she did some really bad things to Becky. So why did you forgive Dana, Destiny, Nina? They also did you wrong. This is a little different. Rafe is literally okay. When was this? I don't know. Like a week ago, maybe, like when I found all this out, and then like I sent her a text, and like she's sitting there telling me like, oh, Amberlynn, I love you. I didn't mean any of it. I was just running my mouth. I'm sorry. And I literally told her in text, I was like, just give me some time. I need to really think about this, think this over. I need to see how I'm feeling. And she's like, well, you're a really good person and you're a really good friend, and I really want to be your friend, and da da da. And I'm just like, just give me some time. I will get back to you. And then all of a sudden today, after I'm trying to just take some time to myself and reevaluate everything, do I really want this person in my life? I go on You Now, and there she is talking mad shit about me. That's not a friend. That is not someone I want in my life. Like, I have spent way too much time in my life being around negative people. And I mean, me and Rafe were really good friends. I will admit that, or at least I thought so on my end. I always got along with her and we just had good time together. But there was always something in my gut that I wasn't very sure about. And a lot of people were telling me not to trust Eric. You guys don't really know him. I am just very grateful that he told me the truth about everything. I feel like that's very I wish any friend would do that, because it's not right that someone is talking mad shit and then like him not saying anything about it, knowing that I do all this stuff for Hannah and Rafe and I'm always with them. And Mermaid Kitty said, you're believing what Eric said though. If Rafe would have come to you first, would you have believed her instead? Yes, of course I would have believed her, but Rafe has admitted, she literally admitted to me that she did say these things. It's not something that's just like Eric saying she said these things and Rafe saying she didn't. No, Rafe is like literally saying, yes, I did say these things. And it's just crazy. Does she really ask you for money or to pay for stuff? Oh yes. Quite a bit actually. There were times where they invited me to go do something, and honestly, I thought them inviting me means they had money, but it turns out they like really never had money. And the only time they did have money is when they would ask Hannah's mom for money. That is the only time ever. And it just sucks so bad because I like having good friends. I like having people in my life that I can have fun with and talk to, or that I can just sit down with and like it'll be silent and it's like perfect silence. Like those are like the perfect friends for me. It's like no awkward silences, just fun friends. And that's what I thought I was going to get with them. And they completely backstabbed me. And I'm getting to blame for this. And I don't know why. I didn't do anything. I'm mainly coming on here right now because her you now fucked me up so much that I needed to come on here and be like, hold the phone. None of that is true. Because some of y'all were really eating that up. So, did Rafe ever make a move on you? She has wanted to make out with me more times than I can probably count. And there were even times in front of Becky that she said that. So, but I would never do that to Becky, obviously. And, is Rafe the girl who wanted to check if she had diabetes? Yes. She was extremely affectionate with you. I know, but supposedly she didn't like me and this whole situation. So I don't really know what else to say about it. Why'd you forgive Dana for doing the same thing, talking behind your back? Because I already knew that Dana, I mean, I was definitely shocked about it, but I wasn't close with Dana. I've never been close with Dana. I'm literally Dana's girlfriend's ex-girlfriend. Like, there's going to be a little bit of weird vibes there. But with Rafe, like, we were really good friends, and she'd constantly look at me and be like, oh my God, Amberlynn, I love you. Da, da, da. You can tell me anything. Oh, you're like my best friend, one of my best friends now. Oh my God. Da, da. It's all fucking fake. It was all fake. That's what gets me the most triggered. I'm just like, how can someone be so fake? I don't understand it. And I just don't understand it. Like, I'm still in shock right now about the whole thing. Someone said this is so confusing. I'm sorry you're confused. I'm pretty confused too. So I don't understand it, you guys. And I gave her this platform. I did that, and I'm not trying to be cocky and annoying about it. But it's like a part of me is like, was she using me because she likes the attention every time oh my God, you guys. When we were at Pride, I can't even tell you how many times she'd be like, you want to go on You Now? Do you want to go on You Now? At Pride. I'm like, no, I don't. Like, I'm trying to literally hang out with my friends and my girlfriend at my first Pride experience. I really don't want to go on You Now right now. Like, even Becky, like, at one point was like, Rafe, she doesn't want to go on You Now. Like, stop. And I don't know. And I know a lot of you noticed, like, even when me and Rafe would be on here, like, sometimes she would seem a little like, why are you reading Amberlynn's, like, hate comments or whatever? Like, 'cause she would constantly do that. And I don't know. I'm just like, I don't understand why she did this. I don't understand. I just feel like when you have issues with someone, you need to talk to the person. she should have just talked to me. Like, if she didn't like me, stop telling me you love me. If she didn't like being near me, she shouldn't have invited me to stay the night 5 million times. I just don't understand. Did Hannah not get jealous of you? I really don't think she did. You introduced her to an attention pool, and now she's high on it. Definitely. And I think what makes it even, like, the saddest to watch, her whole last You Now, 98% of her You Now was people asking questions about me. People wanting to talk about me. And does she not notice that most of these people are just watching her because they want to know things about me? Like, that's a little weird, but that's the reality of it. Once me and Rafe are, like, completely done with each other, like, there's no more tea to spill or anything, a lot of you aren't going to stick around and watch her, because what is she going to give you guys? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel really bad y'all seeing this side of me, but I am just so tired of people doing this shit to me. Like, I'm so tired. I feel like people fucking use me and abuse me. Like, that is literally how I feel. Like, this has happened so many times in the past, and everyone thinks I'm the person who takes and mooches. What am I taking, and what the fuck am I mooching? I'm giving everything. Like, I'm giving my heart. I'm giving everything that I am as a person. I'm giving everything in friendships. That's what I try to do. And it's like, what are you, who's fake as fuck, gonna say about Rafe being fake? More like you got a taste of your own medicine. Okay. Talk about this with her offline. There's no point in telling us about it. If you don't understand this, sit and think on it for a while. I'm talking to you guys about it because a lot of people were in her You Now saying Amberlynn's a horrible friend. And I'm just like, no, I'm not a horrible friend. And she was lying about so many things, and y'all were starting to believe that stuff. And I'm just like, no, that's not cool. Like, Rafe is the one who made it public online, not Amberlynn. Thank you, Dirty Tucson. I was actually talking about that to Eric and Ricky. Like, y'all have asked me about Rafe since then quite a few times, and I always either ignore it or I just say she's doing good. Because I didn't want this. I didn't want y'all to know that she was a fake fucking bitch. Like, I did not want the drama. I didn't want any of this to go down. But then here she goes online spreading my name so she can get views, get attention, get love. I don't know what she's searching for, but this is literally my job and my life, and a lot of y'all are gonna fucking probably hate me after this. I'm sorry, I don't understand why, but this is me when I'm really hurt and, like, mad and upset and confused. Like, I just don't understand it. Rafe was in the guest queue for sex. She was rolling her eyes as the pic. Of course. You deserve to be mad. Thank you. Rafe is trashy. Amberlynn doesn't owe Rafe anything. They were friends. You don't owe your friends food for sleeping, for sure. Yeah. You have to step back and reflect on things, not hating whatsoever. You just need to reflect on things. That's what I was trying to do. Like, I was trying to spend time to reflect, because Becky, she thinks like a grown-up. Honestly, she does. She was like, I want all of us to sit down and talk about this. And that's literally what I wanted too. But then this fucking girl is on her You Now calling me Amberlynn and, like, lying about things and, like, contradicting herself left and right about the whole situation. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I literally can't. She even said you smell good. Well, I do smell good, and still, that doesn't make everything else she said, like, totally fine. Like, she talked mad shit about me. It makes me so happy that you're standing up for yourself. I love you, Amberlynn. Thank you. I love you too. Rafe will be nothing after this dies down. Yeah. I really feel like she was using me, for sure. And it really sucks that this had to happen, because I'm losing friends and I'm losing some sort of happiness, because I'm not going to lie. Like, when everything was fine and we'd hang out, like, yeah, I was happy. Like, they were fun to hang out with. And it's like, I'm losing that now. Like, Becky's losing friends, or I don't really know what Becky's going to do, but that's all up to her and what she wants to do. What does Becky have to say about Rafe now? Is this something she has done before? No, I don't think it's something she's done before. Not that I've heard of. I don't know. Because one of the things that Becky told me before I met Hannah and Rafe actually was they'll never do you wrong and they're going to love you. And it's just like shady. Okay. These are some examples of like when I was hanging out with them and I started noticing a few little shady things. The first one was when we were all hanging out with Eric and Ricky, we were downstairs just hanging out, and Rafe got out this little fucking notebook and started writing on it and like passing notes with Eric. And I'm just like, this is awkward. And it turns out Rafe was like talking shit about me in the notebook. And then, what was some other stuff? I'm like drawing a blank. Oh yeah. After Rafe talked mad shit about me, I didn't know at the time that she talked mad shit about me, but it was the day after she talked mad shit about me. She and Hannah was like, hey, Amberlynn, do you want to hang out? Do you want to stay the night? And I'm like, oh, sure. So they were in my town coming to pick me up so we can go hang out. And Eric ended up texting Rafe and was like, what are you guys doing? Da, da, da. And Rafe was literally going to lie to Eric and say that she was in a completely different town because she didn't want Eric to know where she was because she just got done talking mad shit about me the night before. Like, that's how fake she was. Like, to my face, she's like, Amberlynn, I love you. But then over in text message, she's like, oh, fuck, I need to lie. I don't want anyone to know I'm with Amberlynn. Like, that's bullshit. Like, that's not right. You spilling tea is fake, too. No, this is just me defending my name because I never do that. Like, I rarely ever defend my name like this hardcore. Usually I'll just let shit like this slip and slide, like, don't care. But, did you confront her? I did. I ended up actually calling her before I came on here because I wanted to talk to her and be like, why the heck were you dragging me in your now? And she started saying, oh, you are a good person. You're this and that. And then towards the end, she goes, you're a horrible person. You need to look in the mirror. Like, she's literally, that was all in like a 4-minute span. And I'm just like, what? So Rafe has no money and used yours. Exactly. The only money that they would get is from Hannah's mom. And because they don't have money, like they don't have any income whatsoever. They have $0. And so me being the person that I am, I felt bad and I would give them money and oh my God, there was this one time I literally gave them $40 to go get Becky. Like, that's ridiculous. And the drive was probably, I don't know, like 40 minutes or something. Like, I can't even tell you the things I did for them. And, it's just the part about the pride and her buying me snacks, that shit fucking made me go crazy. And I was like, that never happened. They don't have money. The only money they would have is if I gave them money or if Hannah's mom did. And that was not that often. You were so sweet to give her jewelry. Oh my gosh, girl. Yes. And that actually reminds me of a whole situation. Oh my God. Do you guys remember I gave Rafe probably like 80% of my necklaces? I gave her easily over 200 necklaces for free. For fucking free, you guys. These are necklaces that I have been gathering and oh my God. I don't know why I did that. And the funny fucking part is, when I was giving them to her, she started just picking out the ones that she wanted. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. There's some that I still want. So let me just take out the ones that I want for sure. And then I'll let you pick out through the rest. And she like got upset about that.